They always say, life is either a prison or a playground. So choose wisely. Hey guys, welcome back to DMC with Patricia, where deep, meaningful conversations help you grow one video at a time. I know I've been MIA for quite some time now, and that is because I needed to take some time to recalibrate myself. And happy 2025, you guys. I know, where did 2024 go? Although it has gone past so quickly, it was definitely a year filled with a lot of learning, a lot of growing. I'm just gonna share this with you guys. In fact, filming this video was actually really hard for me. I filmed a few months back, but I just couldn't really put myself to posting it or even getting to edit it. I guess I was going through some emotional stuff, feeling not very motivated, not very inspired, and a little bit more self-critical than I usually am. And I filmed it again a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to try a different style without a script, right? However, I just feel like the information was just so all over the place. It was taking me so long to edit everything, and so I'm here I am, filming this again. I hope third time's the charm. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. Why are most people never truly happy these days? So happiness is a state of emotion. It's not a destination. A lot of people see it as an end point of their achievement. But it's not. You can be happy when you're eating your favorite food. You can be happy when you're going shopping, retail therapy. Or you can be happy after seeing someone that you have not seen for a long time, unexpectedly. Those are little things that you can be happy about. But the real happiness I think a lot of people are referring to is not truly happiness itself. It's the feeling of contentment they're trying to achieve. So why is it hard to find contentment? It's because people are always going against their heart's desires. That gut feel, that intuition, your instincts. Ignoring all of that and allowing the mind to interfere with the decision. That instinct and intuition that we're talking about, they're our guides. They are our higher consciousness. And the truth is, most people don't live to their heart's content. Instead, they live in their mind's content. But you know what? It's just that a lot of people are very numb. Everyone's like a robot now. They're not feeling stuff. They don't want to feel things, right? So coming back to the mind, the logical mind, it is a product of the external conditioning, limited to only your experiences. We see other people's success as our dreams. And a lot of people don't even realize that they are trying to live the life of others. Really just too occupied trying to achieve someone else's success that they deviate away from their own paths and deepest desires. People need to realize that everyone can achieve success, but not everyone's path is the same. Let me share my personal example with you. I grew up thinking that success meant having the ability to live a luxury lifestyle. Success meant material wealth and having a glamorous job, and that I can only be contented when I've achieved that. But that mindset made me believe that I'm not successful until I achieve financial freedom, and that I don't have any value to offer until that happens. After graduating from organizational psychology, I was a psychometric consultant. Then I moved on to helping my father's business, where we had to close and stop upon his passing. And then I had to go back into an organizational side job, and then quitting again and starting a restaurant business as a partner, thinking that I would make more money as a business owner, right? Then it failed. Then I went into my family business and then quitting again. And so it's kind of like I had a very unorthodox path with my career, and that's because that wasn't, something that I can truly resonate with. For the longest time, just kind of looking back, I really felt like a complete failure, and that affected my self-worth, my confidence, and all of that feelings of lack actually further affected my decisions in life. It's kind of like I don't know where I'm at, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just going to do whatever that is convenient for me. But at the same time, I'm also glad that I get to face all of that failure to bring me to where I'm at right now, because you can only start to find yourself when you lose yourself. I mean, I always felt like I knew I was meant to do something bigger, but I just really don't know what is it at that time. And it was until I hit my rock bottom and stumbled upon something that gave profound meaning to my life. You know, that includes filming this video right now, talking to you guys and sharing all of my lessons and my realizations with all of you. Despite all the time and effort it's taking me and doing it for free, I just find so much joy and so much fulfillment doing this. I don't know who is gonna see this video, but if you are here watching it, it is meant for you to hear all of these messages. My life story is to tell you that the best things happen from the unexpected. Like, my life would have been so different if I stay in corporate and if I chose to pursue and chase a glamorous title, chasing wealth. Never have ever imagined myself to be sitting in this seat right now and filming a video, uploading it to YouTube. That was my biggest fear. I wouldn't even really upload anything on my Instagram story. Like, especially me talking. Like, even with the people I know, like sending them a video, letting them see a video of me talking like that, that was my biggest fear. But I believe my purpose is to share the lessons that I've learned, the wisdoms that I've gained. So it is driving me, it is motivating me to do things that I would have never done. When you allow things to happen and flow for you, you're allowing new possibilities to come into your life. Now, if that is something that you want for yourself, I'm gonna share 5 things that will bring you contentment. Okay, these are the 5 things that truly elevated me to a whole new level. So firstly, stop trying to pursue other people's success. Figure out what's your own path of success. Be led by your intuition, because your mind is constructed by your external and your heart is led by your internal compass, your higher consciousness. So let me ask you, are you a person who makes decisions mostly with your logical mind or through your intuition? Are you a person who is always thinking and analyzing with your mind, or going with that gut feeling? If you're mostly a logical person, I would say to try to cultivate your relationship with your intuition and with your heart a little bit more. The limited mind is only a makeup of a tiny fraction, or just a dot in the entire universe. Whereas your intuition is driven by the universal energies where possibilities are endless. And that is why sometimes when you follow your intuition, you don't know why you ended up in this place, but then you're doing this thing, right? And it doesn't make any sense. You know, you wouldn't usually do it, but it somehow feels good and exciting. And you're just there like, oh my God, what the hell is going on right now? Like, your logical mind wouldn't have allowed you to experience something as amazing as this. And so you're thinking like, I don't know how I ended up here, but I felt like it was calling out to me. So you have a calling for a reason. Don't ignore it. And it's just something about calling. When you ignore it, it somehow constantly, reappears on your path again and again and again. It's like, it comes knocking on your door once, and then after that you ignore it, and it comes on the second time. Hello, right? And then if you ignore it again, it comes knocking the third time, and it's even louder, or it's even more obvious for you. Do you remember those times? So don't let your limited mind tell you what's best for you. The limited mind will always belittle ourselves. It will always tell ourselves like we're not enough. The intuition is going to lead you to greatness, is going to bring out all of that potential that's meant to emerge within you if you get any of these callings or invitations and stuff like that. I would say take your chances, go for it, and watch your life change. And so coming to number 2 is surrender and trust. So surrender means letting go of control in outcomes. Well, that does not mean that you are losing control, right? Letting go of control or giving up control. It's that you are merely trusting and allowing things to happen in ways that they're supposed to unfold for you for your highest good. All right? No matter what it is, no matter what's going to happen for you, let it unfold for you. When you try to control outcomes, again, controlling the outcomes, it is all based on the limited mind. You are preventing new possibilities from happening for you. The logical mind is the conditioned self as well, where our fight or flight mechanism is constantly protecting us from what we perceive as harm. From our past traumatic experiences, right, what we saw, what we heard, what we felt, our protective mechanism is not going to easily allow us to pass the barrier without a fight, even if we want to. Our fight or flight is basically on high alert at all times these days. You have insomnia, and even if you do fall asleep, your quality of sleep is just not great. You can't fully go into the REM sleep. And so you wake up tired, and it's just like, a vicious cycle until you do something about it. And the fight or flight is going to stop us from going into the unknown, because the unknown is scary. Our brains consider uncertainties to be unsafe, and it's going to stop you from making any decisions that are unfamiliar and start controlling and manipulating what you think your desired outcomes are. It's also going to control and manipulate things in a way that you know. And that is why many people are unconsciously recreating the same life over and over again, even when they try to change their life. Because these are actually in the unconscious, and we're often on an autopilot mode, driven by the subconscious. You're probably doing a lot of same things that you don't even realize over and over again, right? So how do you surrender? Firstly, you need to gather your courage. Stop fearing. And the only way you can stop fearing is to go for it. Do it despite having fear exist in you. Do it anyways. Having the courage is going to help you explore the unknown and trust that you are being guided to the right decision. Turn your fear into excitement and watch what happens for you. Because when you are not trying to control life, you become curious in life instead. Your life will feel less stressful and less demanding when you have less resistance. When you allow more flow, life becomes exciting again, because with all the novel and new experiences you're gonna go through, it's all about that exploration. It's all about the excitement, and help you feel better on a daily basis. They always say, life is either a prison or a playground, so choose wisely. I now hold the live life in awe mantra that everything just surprises me all the time. Because when I don't have any of those expectations, and anything that happens to me comes as a surprise, life is actually more exciting. Life has more meaning when you look forward to what's going to happen instead of trying to control it, right? And when you already know the outcome, it's kind of like, I talked about self-fulfilling prophecy as well. When you are expecting for that thing to happen, it is likely going to happen. You are going to unconsciously make that happen. So when you just allow things to happen for you, it's gonna be a win-win. It is a win-win situation, because every lesson you learn gives you lifelong wisdom. And the more you learn in life, the more whole you will feel inside. You will be filled with all of this wisdom and epiphanies that you will become aware of so many things in life. You become aware of why are these things happening for you, and how you can use all of this wisdom to help you get to where you want to be. And so really, like when I started to surrender and trust that I'm always being guided to the right path, I can say that I am seriously the happiest, and I'm feeling contented with life. I don't resist life so much. Like, trust me, I still do fear certain things, but it comes with practice and building the trust in yourself as well. I learned to navigate life with a lot more ease when I learned how to follow my heart. And next, number 3 is to kill any negative judgments. You guys probably already know this. No one wants to have negative judgments, but we're human. We are conditioned to be that way, and you just can't help it at times. So the thing is, we learn to have negative judgments. The good news is that we can unlearn all of that. So everything always happen for your benefit. Every event, experience, and every decision you make is either going to be a lesson, which is wisdom, or a blessing. So it is truly a win-win. Whether it's something favorable or not, they are here to serve your growth. They are here to serve you to where you need to be. Again, the logical mind will always come in and, try to attach meaning to anything that happens. Because, in fact, in reality, there's no such thing as, something good that happened or something bad that happened. Everything that happens is neutral. When we talk about duality, it's a matter of having an alignment or misalignment. It's not good nor bad. It's how you want to perceive it, right? When a breakup happens, if there is a misalignment between you and your partner, if you see it as a negative event, you tend to self-victimize and you start to point finger at other people or even blaming yourself. And all of that stuff, based on your perception, is going to affect your vibrational frequency. You start attracting the same type of people. And when you get into something new with having that lack, it becomes a cycle that is difficult to break. That's how patterns are formed. So now let's do a little bit of reframing. With that breakup, if you understood that rejection is God's protection, that would eventually lead you to acceptance. You grieve the breakup, knowing that it happened for your greater good, and allowing your curiosity to drive your healing of what is going to come next, what's next in store for you. You give yourself time to process and seeing what you can learn from the past. When you elevate and attract the same people of the same frequency, that's how you build your new reality. That's how you start the new chapter positively. And you won't have any more repeated patterns anymore because you are going into it in an elevated frequency. So, that's an example of how your mindset and your initial judgment have such strong influence in how your life is going to turn out. You don't judge unfavorable events negatively. You're just grateful for everything. When you're grateful, you tend to receive abundance of where you're at. So meaning, when you keep your gratitude at a high and you receive abundance of that higher frequency, like love, harmony, people are appreciative of you and basically like-minded people. But if you're in the negative or the lack frequency, you will also attract abundance in the lower frequency. Jealous people who blames one another, gossipers, deception, and, the list goes on. So really choose wisely. In life, you always have a choice to choose your path. How do you kill negative judgments? All you have to do is really train your mind. Whenever a negative thought or judgment comes in, don't pay attention to it. Really just kind of stop it and starve it. Well, it gets better with practice, trust me. I learned that it takes 17 seconds for you to kind of feel and go into an emotion and having that emotion kind of take over your being. So whenever a negative thought or judgment is coming in, just stop yourself and count until 17. And after that, it's kind of easier for you to not focus on it. If it's still, kind of going towards the negative side, count another set of 17s. That is really an interesting concept, and I've actually tried it and it works. So give it a try. Nothing is easy at the beginning. Everyone can master something, but the most important step is to start. Even when your judging gets hard, don't judge it. Well, another aspect of negative judgment is when you judge others negatively. Your judgment towards others is the reason why you would fear doing something. That's because you kind of judge yourself negatively first, right? I used to be very judgmental, and that stopped me from truly living. I realized that, when I was constantly judging people, all I could do is survive life because I miss out on a lot of things when I was that version of myself. I stopped myself from doing so many things because I fear judgment of others. I gave too much power to them. I gave too much power of how I want to live my life to other people. Just kind of creating this thing that does not even exist. And so ever since I started training my mind with the negative judgment exercise, I feel so free. I know we are human beings. It's natural for us to have negative thoughts come in. But remember, you have a choice to choose if you want to entertain and expand it, or you're gonna kill your negative judgment. And why I use kill it, because that's literally what you do every time it's like, creeping in. You just kind of like slash it, like kill it, like no, get out. So when you stop having negative judgment on anything at all, I can assure you that all of those other people's perception and stuff like that don't even affect you anymore. It doesn't have so much power on you anymore. You just do whatever your heart feels like doing. When you stop all of that, when you take back your power, you will be in a much happier place in your life. Your true happiness is really just at the other side of the door. You just have to open the door. You just have to turn that doorknob and push. So don't judge before you do something. Don't think that, oh yeah, it's not good for you. I'm not going to enjoy that. I don't know. Because the outcome would probably be very different from what you have been expecting. Don't let your limited mind stop you from your limitless possibilities. Number 4 is be genuine. When you find your genuine self, you will find your contentment. Because the key to truly feeling content in life is discovering your sense of purpose. But unfortunately, not everyone gets to find their true purpose because of their resistance to be their genuine self, right? Hiding behind a mask to protect the ego because it feels unsafe to show our true nature. Like, everyone is as unique as a snowflake. We're built and wired differently. However, life and the system has taught us conformity, and that we have to learn to conform to things, and that's the only solution to most things in our life. That we will be punished for being ourselves. But really learning how to embrace your flaws, your imperfections. Like, I don't like to call it imperfections, like call it individual uniqueness. There is no such thing as imperfection or perfection. It's all really just an illusion that was created by society when civilization happened. Back in the caveman days, you don't care about being perfect or imperfect. All you had to care about is to go out to look for dinner and, try not to be anyone else's dinner. And so it's not something that it's truly a life and death situation, but in this day and age, it makes it feel like it is. Like, it affects you so much that you need to learn how to break out of that. Because if it's in your mind, it is not real. They are simply created by our perceptions. And really, perfection or imperfection, it differs from person to person. When you come to acceptance that you no longer have control over others' perceptions of you, you take back your power and you begin to embrace your flaws. I really want to use the word uniqueness. Then you can be genuine, you act, you speak, you behave, and make decisions that are true to yourself, that supports your internal purpose, not the purpose of others. When you are on your personal path, you live genuinely and it feels like life is easy because you cultivate the right connections with the right people. You don't need to pretend to like people. You make money in what you're passionate in, and you put yourself in supportive environments. And, everything just flows. I know I said the word flow so many times in this video, but essentially that is what you want to achieve. Even if there are challenges, they are quick to be resolved. Okay, so another main component to happiness has got to do a lot with relationships in your life. There a lot of lonely people around the world today because they lack the authentic connection in their life and even within themselves. You may have tons of people around you and yet you still feel lonely, and that's a sign to start to build a connection with yourself, because you can only meet others as deeply as you've met yourself. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. This is one of my favorite quotes. You can only meet others as deeply as you've met yourself. And so meeting your soul friend, your soulmate, your soul everything, requires you to connect with your own soul first, so that you can recognize another soul who is in alignment with you, so that you can find one another. If either one of you are not being your genuine self, you will not be able to recognize one another even when you have crossed paths. Because again, you attract who you are. So how do you be genuine? Firstly, stop living in the matrix. Start observing and shift out of your default mode, the way you talk and the way you respond to others. So if you are trying to, genuinely connect with someone, like let's just say a friend, don't just ask that, questions that will give you a default answer, a pilot answer where, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. That's the answer you're gonna get. But instead, ask your friend, like, where is your energy level at right now? So when you ask questions like that, they are more likely to get into that thinking mode and more likely to give you like genuine answers. You have the opportunity to truly know what is going on in their life. Now, able to get into what truly matters and be present and listen to them intently, that will give you ideas on how you can be of support to them, whether a listening ear or solutions. Because, in fact, a lot of people have the answers in them. All they need is someone to listen to them, to hold space while they are expressing whatever that they're feeling or going through. That is how you can build genuine connection. That's a starting point of how you can also learn about yourself. And so lastly, coming to the fifth point is stop being in denial. Okay? The state of denial is a killer of happiness. The brain is so good at ignoring them that they get to live rent-free in people. And unfortunately, in most cases, it is considered as an antidote to situations they perceive as threatening. If you want to be happy and you want to have a contented life, self-honesty is your key to that life. Because avoiding the fact that this relationship isn't working and the fact that you're in a miserable job, in a miserable partnership, but you're acting like everything is fine, what you're doing is that you're not only denying yourself from happiness, you're also denying millions of other possibilities that are far greater than what you have right now. So ask yourself, what are you truly afraid of losing? You have to be honest with yourself. Is it the attachment to your partner, or is it the fact that you'll be all alone after your separation? In your miserable job, is it really the money, or you're simply just too afraid to get out of your comfort zone? As humans, we're wired to have room for change and growth. That is why we feel good when we grow, right? But for some people, when they stop growing, they stop learning, and they play victim and point fingers at other people and let their ego come in. Ego and denial are best friends. They are there to either make you or break you. So it is important to know when it's time to make them stand down, because sometimes the ego is important as well to protect us from harm. However, a traumatized person who has not worked on themselves is going to see everything as harm. The ego is there to defend them. But at times you need to learn when to tame the ego and when to silence the ego. So how are we going to do that? Being truthful with yourself is going to help you with the leap. You observe the ego and you manage it. And that's why, going back to that question, what are you fearing? Right? You can't heal and grow if you don't acknowledge your true fears and find the root cause of it. It is so important to heal yourself. We are infectious with our energy. So, as you heal, you're able to cultivate all the tools that allow you to respond to situations in better ways, in more positive ways. Like, that is actually power. If you want to heal, talking to a therapist will be helpful because they can help you with the blind spots. They can help you see what you are not able to see because you are invested in the situation. And you really have to acknowledge all of your hurts and all of your traumas because you have to face your monsters in order to fight them. You can't fight them and get rid of them if you don't want to see them. Honestly, these days, seeing a therapist is considered like so normal, is to help you rise to your best potential. It's no longer how it was viewed traditionally, where you only see a therapist if you have a medical mental condition, right? And when it gives you clarity, you are more likely to lead an authentic and happy life. So truly, being happy and content is not impossible. It really only takes action. You need to take action to find your true root cause, and so you can find real solutions for it. Just remember, you are your co-creator of life. No matter how unhappy you are with your life right now, know that you have the ability to make that shift if you want to. So, are you ready to make that leap in 2025? Hey you, if you are still here at this point of the video, I want to take this time to truly thank you from the bottom of my heart, sincerely and genuinely. I am a transformation coach where I help guide individuals toward the transformation that they need. So if you're looking into seriously working on yourself, I am offering one-on-one sessions where we get to dive deeper into your personal issues and have a personalized action plan for you to work towards. I typically pair my sessions together with energy healing, where I see the most shifts in my clients. Many of them have reported to feel lighter after every session, together with more mental clarity that enables them to work towards the goal that they want. This advanced energy healing method will help you with feelings of anxiety, stress, worries, depression, sadness, anger, and any emotions, you name it. It'll help guide you towards joy, happiness, fulfillment, peace, contentment, and etc. So if you want to try it, do contact me on my email or even my Instagram, DMC with Patricia, and feel your energy shift after this session. So if you think that this video will be helpful to some people out there, do hit the like and subscribe button so that this video can actually get out to more people. And one more thing, are you often stressed out from jealousy? Click on this video to find out a different type of jealousy and how you overcome it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!